This is going to be my conditional project in Scratch. So I have chosen a background and one sprite here. This sprite is going to do the talking. It's going to ask the user of my program a question, or the player of my game. I do want to rename this so that it is just called conditional and not called untitled. Um, so I'm going to begin with the usual event just by clicking on that green flag to get us started. And then when I do that, I want my sprite here, my jellyfish, to ask a question, but I want my user to be able to put in an answer. So I'm going to choose the sensing menu down here, and it has a question that I can ask, but underneath it, it has where you can check that box to indicate that the user will get an answer and he will use that answer. So I'm going to drag that over so that he'll ask a question. And remember, that is different than using one of these say or think blocks because this one is sensing, so it'll sense for that answer. So under ask, I'm just going to keep it really simple. I do need to have something that has a definite right answer, definite correct answer. Whoops, 2 plus 2. What is 2 plus 2? So that's going to be the question that he asks, and then he's going to wait for an answer. So watch over here when I press that green flag. He says, what is 2 plus 2? And down here is a box where the user of my program is able to answer. So the next thing that I want to do now is I want him to sense for the answer, and if the person has typed it incorrectly, I want him to say that yes, they got it right, and if they've typed it in incorrectly, I want him to say that it was wrong. So I'm going to use underneath our control menu here, we have some loops and we have some conditionals. So we have the conditional of if then, and then you can tell it what to do. I'm going to use this one. It kind of looks like a capital E. It has the if statement, and you tell it what to do if this condition is met. But then there's also the else statement where you'll tell it what to do if that condition has not been met. So if the person types in the correct answer, which for me is 4, then I want them to say that it's right. So I'm going to come up here to my operators because I'm looking for this hexagon shape here, and I want it to have an equals sign so that I can say that what the answer will need to equal. So I'm going to drag this over and put it in there. And remember on that sensing menu where I could get the answer. So they're going to here the jellyfish is going to use the answer, whatever they've typed in, the player, and it's if it is equal to the correct answer, which for me is 4, then I want him to tell that they got it right. So I'm going to come up here and find my say block so I can have a say line of code here. I'm going to say, yay, you are correct. In 2 seconds is probably long enough. You probably could do less than that, but we'll just leave it like that for now. So let's try and see if it works. So he says, what is 2 plus 2? If, so right here it says if the answer is 4, so if they type in 4, he says, you are correct, and he holds that for 2 seconds. Now, if the player types in anything else, I want him to say that they were incorrect. So I'm going to add this over here. So anything else that they type in, they could type in 5, 6, 7, 1, anything. I want him to say, nope, try again. So let's try and see if it works. What's 2 plus 2? 7. Nope, try again. Now I'm missing one last thing from here. I want the person to have to do it again if they get it incorrect. So again, under that control is where I have the loops and the repeats forever or however many times. So I could tell them to do it 10 times. I could say to do it forever and ever and ever. Or down here, I have a repeat until. So I'm going to bring this up here. I'm going to put everything in my loop because if they get it wrong, I want them to loop back up and do the whole thing over again. So I'm just going to copy this little green here. I'm going to duplicate that little guy, and I'm going to say repeat until, oh, that isn't, there we go. I was going to say that's not lighting up. Repeat doing this until the answer that they type in equals 4. So let's see if he does indeed do that. What is 2 plus 2? 8. Nope, try again. What is 2 plus 2? 6. Nope, try again. he's going to continue to repeat this until I get the answer that I've indicated here on the if statement, which is 4. And he'll say, yay, you're correct. And then he won't do anything else because the algorithm has stopped. Now you're welcome to add other things here if you'd like, or you can just practice making your one conditional question. The question can be about whatever you like. It doesn't have to be a math question. It could be a joke or a riddle, something that has a definite answer though. And remember, if you type in something with a capital letter or a space or anything, they have to type it in exactly the way that you've indicated on your if statement, unless you choose to do one of the additional operators where it could be or on here with this or statement.